Good day, everyone. Welcome to Blacklogic. 2 years in darkness with Hamas and settling they're free. Hamas has released all 20 living hostages that they had in captivity, and Israel has released over 1,000 of Palestinian prisoners. Trump just declared economic war on China, and every American consumer may feel it. There's an entire chemical facility vanished in seconds, and 18 people never came out. Tens of thousands of disabled students left behind by design. A tech giant shuts the door on U.S. hires, and the fallout could be massive. Now, he was only 13 years of age, and ICE locked him up. A judge said enough. And what did I tell you guys about ICE? Now, of course, by now, the final group of living Israeli hostages that was taken during the October 7th of 23 Hamas assault has been freed after 736 days in captivity. Their release is reportedly part of a quiet ceasefire deal brokered by Qatar, Egypt, and the U.S. And the monument has triggered massive celebrations in Israel, but also opened debate. Why did it take so long for this deal to actually go through, and what concessions were actually made? And a lot of critics are questioning whether this was a political maneuver or humanitarian breakthrough, and what happens to the dozens still unaccounted for. So President Trump does score a win with this. This may put him on the highest, probably one of the top ranking for the next Nobel Peace Prize. Again, there's other conflicts and war around the world that President Trump is negotiating peace deals. So again, this is great for the Israeli hostages as well as the Palestinian prisoners that was also released. So this is a good thing that President Trump has done. Now, President Trump announced that he will impose a 100% tariff on Chinese goods if reelected, which I don't know what he means by reelected. Is he still talking about that third term? Hopefully not, but responding to China's rare earth mineral restrictions. Now, the move would affect everything from prices nationwide. Trump said it's about economic independence, but a lot of us are arguing it will inflate consumer costs. Will the American citizens pay that bottom line of the extra in cost because of these high tariffs that he's putting on China? It may hurt small businesses and disrupt global supply chains. Is this the bold move that America actually needs during this particular time of massive layoff all across the U.S., or economic gamble with global blowback? Leave your comments in the section below. Put it in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, because again, for America, is this significant? Is this beneficial? Or this again may hurt American consumers because prices may rise because of these very large tariffs on China? Now, a powerful explosion at a chemical plant in Tennessee have left 18 workers missing and that they are feared dead. Now, the emergency responders say that the blast was so strong it shook homes miles away. And the facility used for a commercial explosive had previously safety violations that was overlooked. And federal investigators are on site, but locals want to know, how was this disaster allowed to happen? A tragedy, but possibly one that could have been prevented. Where are the inspectors? Now, if you already have safety violations on the book, how did these safety violations get rectified? These are a lot of the questions that people in that particular area in Uwin in Tennessee are actually asking. So I'll keep you guys updated with that as well. Now, in a quiet but devastating move, the Trump administration has gutted the Department of Education's Office of Special Education Programs. He has cut the staff, oversight mechanism, and the funding. And this office ensures that federal compliance for children with disabilities across all 50 states. Now with what they believe are enforcement hollowed out, and parents are advocates, they feel vulnerable students will face segregation, denial of services, and even discrimination. And the administration argues about efficiency, and critics are saying that it's about neglecting those who need protections the most. So I wonder how America's going to bounce back through all of these cuts of the Department of Education and the dismantling thereof and the special programs that the Department of Education was actually having. Now, this company right here is a very large company in America, and of course, as well as in India, We're talking about India's Tata Consultancy Services. They have announced it will stop new H-1B visa hiring in the U.S., citing legal uncertainty after new visa hikes and restriction pushed by Trump administration. And this move could basically cause a brain drain that they're stating and force companies to shift talent overseas. And it's also a warning sign that American immigration crackdown may be pushing innovation out of the country. Well, that's some of my thoughts, but I think that a lot of my thoughts, and I've been standing by this for a very long time, especially in the past month or so here, is that this is a good thing for America. So this particularly consulting services is out of India, but is stationed here in America, and it's always recruiting the top talent out of India, and most likely in the technological field. So again, they're no longer going to recruit from India. Now, I don't know if they're going to recruit around the US, or they're going to move their services, or I don't know, dismantle their business here in America. I don't know their next move. I'll keep you guys updated with that as well. But hopefully this company can now look for homegrown talent right here in America. And again, any American businesses that are overseas, I believe they should hire a majority of their workforce for those foreign nationals in their own, whether or not, they're nationals in their country. But if you're in America and the only thing that you're doing is recruiting or hiring people from different countries, and mostly the country that you originated from, I believe that's a false move. I believe that it doesn't speak well to economic partnerships from around the world. And that if you are from another country and you build a business, and this is just my opinion, majority of your workers, majority of your employees need to be American. Or if America had businesses in other countries, majority of their employees should be of that country, should be their national countrymen and women. That is just my belief. Now, they're only doing this to avoid that $100,000 H-1B visa fee that they will be paying year on and year out, because of the partnership that they have with a lot of Fortune 500 businesses. So again, hopefully this will foster an environment that America change a lot of our educational curriculum, that we start teaching AI and coding and, electrical engineering, software engineers, all of these things that will benefit American children and eventually benefit America. So we wouldn't have to recruit top talent around the world, and this so-called brain drain wouldn't even exist. Because we really need to start investing in America and investing in American children as well as the adults. Because the whole America First agenda, where it's at, I think this is one of the steps that we need to take to really live up to that slogan, America First. Because what does America First really mean? And I believe this is one of the things that President Trump is doing. And granted, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not an independent. I just want to tell the truth, what's best for America. And I think that this whole divide that we have, is the reason why the shutdown is because of the Democrats. Is because the Republicans want to cut out health care. No, let's just look for the benefit of America. And this, in my opinion, benefits America. I wonder what you guys' thoughts on that as well. Now, when it comes to ICE, and I must put this as a disclaimer, not all ICE agents are doing a horrible job. Not all ICE agents are evil, but there's a portion of ICE and those agents are despicable. There was a federal judge in Boston. He has ordered the immediate release of a 13-year-old boy detained by ICE in what advocates call an unlawful custody case. Now, do not forget that this young man is 13 years of age. Now, they don't really give his ethnicity. They don't give his race or anything like that. I'm pretty sure he may be Latino or Black. I'm leaning more towards Latino because of his, I guess, detainment, no less. But this is a 13-year-old child. But people were telling me that the federal government and ICE could do no wrong. I've been reading your comments, and someone told me in the comment section that blew my mind that whatever ICE does, it's good for America. That's basically what I alluded that comment to, that whatever ICE does, the federal government does, is good. And I'm just like, that is when you start to really get into authoritarianism, you get totalitarianism, you get into a dictatorship, because no one wants to question or challenge the government when we do things that we know that violates the law. Because this child, which is a U.S. citizen, has been held in a detention center for weeks without access to legal counsel or due process. Now, this judge said that he can stay up in detainment up until October 17th. And the people that he's detained with, none of them are related to him. So he's around all these strange men in this detainment center, and he's a 13-year-old boy. Now, of course, this case now joins a growing pattern, in my opinion, of ICE abusing, targeting children and American citizens alike. So why is he in a detainment facility in ICE if he is an American citizen? And he has no guardian that's being detained with him. So he's around all these strangers and strange people and strange men in this facility, and they haven't given a reason. We can get some into the details of this particular story. I just want to show you very quickly. Now it says, in an order Friday, Judge Richard Stearns told ICE in the Department of Homeland Security that the boy must be released by Tuesday unless they can provide legitimate grounds for his detainment. They do not have currently legitimate grounds, because they would have presented that to the judge, would they not? Okay, he committed a crime. He did this, he did that. Here's the paperwork. Here's the evidence, judge. Okay, we understand. Let's look for his parents. Let's put him in a delinquent center, maybe some sort of child detainment center, something of those lines, but definitely not with grown men and women. You see what I'm getting at here? And it says Stearns' order states that the boy must get a hearing before an immigration judge no later than October 17th to consider bail, according to Mass Live. Now, the order also indicates concerns that the boy is being held, presumably in the company of unrelated adult detainees. And again, it states here that the details regarding where and why the boy was arrested have not been publicly released because he is a juvenile. He's not even in a juvenile facility, ladies and gentlemen. They put him with grown men and women. They don't even have evidence of a crime or a violation. They didn't say that he was lost and he was looking, for his parents or some family members. But this is the ICE I was talking about. Not every single ICE agent or those who were deputized to be ICE agents, but there's a portion of them. And I kind of did a special last week on those ICE agents in Chicago. A great many of them are violating the law, whether it be humanitarian, ethical, moral, or just basic constitutional rights. But again, if you guys want to stick up for people who are doing the wrong thing, then the America that you want will burn in flames.